Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chun, and I am back. I have been gone for a minute from my laptop. That's what I mean. And I feel like it's been a very long time since I've talked to you all. Hello, Ann Green. Ann is the first person that was here this evening. Sweet Essence, CC, my mod, Sin Red, Kiara, Trinity Gardner, whoever else comes in. Y'all, tonight was gonna be me doing just hot topics stuff. You know, Nene Leaks has a new talk show. We were gonna get into that. We were gonna get into some other stuff with the world as it is. But I was on TikTok and I came across this lady, Dria, who is a big hot topic because Christian Walden Gold and his wife Jennifer Walden Gold are hot topics. But this is somebody who has a voice, who's been into it, and we're gonna talk to her. And then she called me and said, "Oh, I have somebody else who can really give us the tea." So, that's what we do here. Let me put my banner up because all of this is alleged, and in my opinion, because I was not there, but there are people who were. So I'm going to introduce you to Dria and Alteria because I'm not wasting no time. Hello, Dria. Hello,
Hello.
Alteria. How are you all tonight?
We're
I want
good.
to thank you all for agreeing to come on here, share your story, give us a little enlightenment of what's going on, how this happened. Give us the meat and potatoes of it, so to speak. Dria is from the Atlanta area. She has been bamboozled by Christian. I have the text message, but my phone is not picking them up here, but I have them in my phone. She has them. And then we have Alteria. Alteria is here because she is the one who got this ball rolling. So we're going to hear it all, and I'm going to let them talk about it, and we're going to get into it, and I'm not going to waste no time. Ladies, how y'all doing tonight?
We're good. Doing pretty good.
Good.
Good. We're doing great.
Good. So, as I said, somebody sent me your video, Dria, on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And I listened to it and I went down that rabbit hole and I was like, let me just go and reach out to her. And let me just talk to her and see if she was going to come on here and talk about it. I mean, I know you were telling your story,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also 10 minutes, 3-4 videos,
Mm-hmm.
and then you finding different things out. So I was like, let me have her on here so she can just sit here and talk to us. And then when you said, can Alteria come? Because she kind of knows, I was like, absolutely. So, Dria, I want you to, before we get to Alteria, because we're going to go back and forth,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about what made you do your TikTok.
So, mind you, this been going on since 2023 when I started investing with him. But what made me do my TikTok was the fact that he texted me like 2 weeks ago.
And
Christian Gold.
Okay.
Texted me 2 weeks ago because we had been back and forth about me getting all my money back, right? So he texted me 2 weeks ago and he was like basically telling me he was going to refund me my money. So I texted him back when I got ready to reply back, and he also emailed me like my balance and everything, confirming. I got ready to text him back. My text messages went through as blue, but it didn't deliver. And I'm like, okay. So I thought maybe he was in a bad spot or something. So I didn't worry about it. I waited a couple days and I tried to text him again. And that's when I noticed that my text messages were showing up green. So I'm like, okay, either he has me blocked or he changed his number. So I saw a blog like within that week. So I was like, okay, maybe this is why his phone is not working because of the RICO situation. So I tried calling the number and that's when I noticed that the phone was disconnected. So at that point, I was in a rage. I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me get my story out here because where is my money? You done turned your phone off. You're not communicating with nobody. Like, what is going on? I've been asking for my money back since December. Mind you, you've been supposedly trading for me since 2023. So now I'm pissed.
Can you tell us how much money you put in?
$5,000.
Okay. And I remember you saying something like, he was saying to you, well, that's not a lot or something. And you said,
because so what happened with that, he was like downplaying the situation. He was like, we're talking about and you have the messages because I sent them to you, but he was like, we're talking about less than $2,000 here. Like, but I'm saying to myself, because he charges a fee to trade and he's not even certified to trade. But okay, but technically all of it's mine because you're not even certified. You get what I'm saying? You're not even certified to trade.
So it's all just allegedly illegal. I have to say that. I have
Yeah,
to say that.
yeah,
Okay, because I know this happened to you, but for me on my end, I have to say allegedly illegal.
I understand.
Oh my gosh, let's hear from Alteria. Now, Alteria, let's how are you on this hot topics tonight? Let us know why you're here.
So I'll rewind it. So I actually I know Christian. I met Christian back in God 2019, 2020-ish. We were both a part of the same company, and I had met him through his new children's mother. He has two babies moms.
Okay.
And the most recent one that has his two that are under 3, that's the one that I know.
Okay.
And so I actually started giving Christian money in November of 2022. So, so, when I gave him, my husband and I, we got into the investment thing that was talking about. So he had all these different little projects going on. He had something called account management where you had to pay him
Mm-hmm.
$2,500
Mm-hmm.
to put money into an account. He trades the money and you're supposed to be able to pull it out whenever you want. Okay?
Okay.
That's one thing he was doing. Now
Okay.
I will say this. Back in 2022 when I first gave him money, we were in that account management. And he had this platform called KOT that he had us get into. When you were a part of KOT, you were able to open up your own account, you were able to fund your account, you were able to pull your own money out. Christian would get like a secondary account where he could trade on your account, but he couldn't touch your money.
Okay.
So during that time, my husband and I had put in $4,000 for him to trade for us. And this is on top of the 2,500. Okay. We put in $4,000. He grew the $4,000 to $13,000. We were able to take it out. Okay. That's
Okay.
where he did the hook, line, sinker on us. Okay. Because when that happened, we were able to touch our money, we were able to pull it out. I don't know how long afterwards. I'd say, but probably a couple of weeks or so after, he switched platforms to something called Sway Markets. He told everybody now that he's a part of Sway Markets, we can no longer create our own accounts. Instead, now we have to send him the money.
Oh.
He has to put the money in. He does the trading. He's the one that pulls the money out. So, because my husband and I actually saw some money from it, we were able to touch the money. We kept giving him more money. We
Okay.
gave Christian a total of, now I will say, there are a lot of receipts that we cannot find, but the
Okay.
receipts that were able to find, that we were able to turn over to the FBI, that we were able to give our lawyer, was $18,000 that we had given this man. I have
Oh.
messages, and I will tell you that my husband and I referred people to Christian, and we had started figuring out that we were scammed in, I want to say it was March of 2024 when we started figuring it out, because the last bit of money that we gave Christian was in January of 2024. And when
Okay.
we gave him that money, it was for something called a project. So he had these other projects called Project 100, which was supposed to it was supposed to trade for 3 months. At the end of 3 months, you get whatever percentage of that project you own back. Then he had something called Project 200, which project 200 was a 6-month trading time. There was a project 500, which
Oh
was, I
my
want to
goodness.
say, yeah, that one was 9 months. There was a project 1000, which was a year, and then a project 2000, which was a year and a half. Now, my husband and I don't care if Christian and Jennifer are both watching right now. They love to talk about me. They talk about me every night before they go to bed. They can't stand me. They did a whole 35-minute YouTube on me and my husband on Thanksgiving Day. So they can talk all they want because I'm in their sleep. Um, but, he had all these different projects, and my husband and I put money in every single one of these things except for
Oh,
project 100. That was the only one we didn't put money in.
okay.
And
Let me
during
let me get to drinking right quick
uh-huh.
because I know that you were saying, like, tell us how. That's how she knew him and met him. How did
Mhm.
you meet? How did you come to know Christian?
So I was working a side job at a facility. It was like a rehab facility, and Christian's mom, close friend, was there getting rehab, and she was in the room when I was caring for her. And we just started talking, and that's just who I am. I try to, build a rapport with the family and just talk and communicate. So she got into what she do, and she was like, it was another young lady in the room with me, and she was, talking to us about getting into trades and investments. She basically said, financial freedom, there's not going to be no jobs, they're going to be obsolete soon, and this and that and the third. And she was like, my son does trading, and y'all should reach out and start trading with him. I can't say she wasn't pushy, but she did like pull up her statements, pull up her accounts. She was like, I make money in my sleep. And she pulled up a picture of Christian and was like, oh, this is who he's dating. He's, Jennifer Williams, basketball wise, that's who he's dating. And I was like, oh, okay. Stuff like that don't move me. So I'm just like, okay. And then she even told me he trades for Shawnee. And I was like, okay. But found out that's not true. So that's how I got in contact with Christian. It was through his mother that introduced me. And I reached out to him because she was like, well, he can break it down better for you. And when I tell you, the man can break it down and have you believe in everything. He's that good of a con, just being real. So I did reach out to him, and he broke everything down. I didn't sign up with him right away. I talked it over with my husband. And then I think like the next month or two, that's when I started investing with him. You're on mute.
I'm sorry about that. So for both of you all, let me ask this question to both of you because Janice put this question out there that Christian's name has been out there for a while. Like, how did you not know? Did you not hear of him? Was he not in your
Mm-mm.
circle? Because it's a possibility because you don't know everything.
Hmm. I'm not gonna beat you up, but this is the thing, and I told them this on my TikTok. I met him through his mother. Mind you, when I first talked to Christian, I don't watch reality TV, basketball. I don't watch those shows, so I didn't know a Christian. I just thought he was just a normal person like the rest of us. So what made me really look into and realize that we were scammed by him was, I think it was on Instagram when the show first aired. Mind you, the show didn't air until after I had gave him my money. So that's when I looked at the blogs and I'm like, I think we done screwed up. But I still had grace. I still was just seeing, because what he would do, he would send you balances showing you that your account is increasing, and allowed me to pull out of it one time. So I was like, okay, maybe it's not, but that's what he do. He keeps you going to believe. But yeah, and that's how I invested. That's how I started investing in him.
You're muted.
Had you heard of him? Did you know anything about him?
Now, again, I met him back in 2020. So I'm the one that busted this story wide open. I'm the one that went on Tasha K. I'm the one that made this public. So, to answer your question, his name's been out there because of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he can't stand me. And
Okay.
he sends my husband text messages all the time, asking him to please tell his wife to go on all the shows that she's been on and take his name out of the light. I'm not taking his name out of the light because he's doing people wrong. And he's done us wrong and he hasn't done us right. And that's why he now has a RICO case against him.
Ooh, we. Before this is all over, I think content creators are going to have a Juris Doctorate because with cases and filings and reading contracts and it's just a lot. I've learned a lot since I've been doing this. Okay, Drika. So I thought this was very interesting. I want you to finish your story about how you came, like with his mom and stuff, how that happened, because that puts her in it too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why when I made the TikTok, I was like, at first I was second guessing myself. I said, but no, she has to know what he's doing. Yeah, no doubt about it. You have to know, and you're out here recruiting people for your son, somebody you gave birth to. You out here recruiting people to be scammed.
And to back up Drika, you know, for the last year and a half, I've been singing from the rooftops his mom's involved. I just never had proof, and boom, here she is. I never actually had connection with somebody who was recruited into this by his mother.
Because I know I saw where I think it may have been on Instagram when Jen was like, she had done this and then she got this return and this is up to par and all of this stuff. And I was like, does Jen know this too? But we're gonna get into that.
So here's what's funny about that. And I've got, if you go on Simone Redwine's last video that she did, I gave
Mhm.
Simone the screenshot that shows Jennifer put $5,000 into the project. So Jennifer put in $5,000 in the same exact project I put money into. How come Jennifer got paid out and I didn't?
Oh my goodness. And then Drika was like, when I heard you say about them, when your husband told you to call him, go to that part because
So
that's when
what I
it
was
all came up for me.
that's when I realized something was wrong because he was at work and he was like, "Hey, babe, you might need to call little boy." And I'm like, "What's going on?" And he was like, "You haven't been on Instagram?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, you need to get on there and you need to call him and you need to get our money back." And I got on Instagram and I saw where he was arrested because I think he went to the quote. I don't know for sure where he went, but he went somewhere out of the country he wasn't supposed to go.
So
And
yes,
Oh,
he had
he
to,
and Jen were on a world tour. They had gone
he
to
so
Amsterdam. They had gone
yeah.
to
yeah, so they had, what
Paris.
they did, what they were doing is they were going and looking at venues for their wedding. Because I have text messages where he was bragging about this to people so that they would buy in because he had a $2 million wedding going on. So he was bragging to people about that. And so they were going, like you said, on a tour to all these different places. And see, I personally never knew Christian was on probation. I never knew he was an ex felon. I never knew any of that until Basketball Wives aired.
Mhm.
That's when I found out. He had already had my money at that point,
Yep.
you know. And then when it came to when he got arrested for probation violation because he went out of the country without telling his parole officer. Now, if you go to that probation violation hearing in Cobb County, you will see there is a letter from me to the judge asking her not to grant him going to Paris because I thought he was going to run away with our money. I wrote the judge a letter. I spoke with 3 DAs that are involved in that case and begged
Yeah.
everybody not to let him go.
And I thought it was so crazy how they were taking pictures and posting them, knowing not only are you not supposed to leave out of Georgia, the state, but you got on a plane and left the United States. And then I was like, it's all right. And I was like, well, maybe Surely Jen has taken that off her page. No, no, no. She's laid up with her little lemon swimsuit on, drinking her limoncello in Italy. I was like, this is crazy. But he got in trouble for that. And is that was, I know he had, what you're talking about, Drika, he had been in jail for was the situation with his ex-girlfriend,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then he did the probation violation,
Mm-hmm. And
and
that's what Paul and
and
get
that's when he
try
was
to
on
get.
the show.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's when he was on the show. And then it came back to go to court. Now at this point, the judge is saying you've broken your violation, you got to go to court, but you're getting married. So
Mhm.
talk to that, because I remember in one of your videos, somebody said, "Girl, he's paying for the wedding."
So as far as the as far as the wedding goes, so we all believe with the money part, we do believe that our money went towards that. If the wedding, the ring, something.
It went
Uh,
towards the ring. There was no wedding.
yeah, you did say that. It was no wedding.
There was no wedding. They got married in December in Clark County, Nevada, Vegas. They never got married in September in Paris. There was no wedding. They went to a park. If you go look at the pictures, they're in a park in Paris. It was a fake wedding. They actually got married in December in Clark County, Nevada, which is Vegas. I don't know what chapel they went to, but they got married in Vegas. They stayed at the Palms Hotel.
You are lying to me.
So, Chris, I personally want to know how come Christian didn't get in trouble for lying to the judge, saying that he was going to Paris to get married. I want
I
to
mean,
know why he didn't get in trouble for that, because they
because I
didn't get
guess it
married.
looked like it. It looked like it. I mean, that's what we thought, because it looked like it. He got a little, how does Simone say it? His bedazzled tux
Oh, the
on.
Liberace suit. My God, the Liberace suit with all the gems on it. Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, so he didn't they didn't get married till December in Clark County. A matter of fact, we were all wondering, because I remember me asking Simone, "Hey, Simone, yes, Carlos King was one of the groomsmen of the fake wedding, by the way. Um, you
Allegedly.
know,
Say allegedly.
Simone Simone and I had asked Simone if she had ever found a marriage certificate from that wedding, and she kept saying no, there's not one. And I don't know if you're familiar with the channel Real Talk Bougie.
No, I'm
She
not.
sent me, so that channel, that YouTube channel, she sent me the marriage certificate in December in Clark County. She found it. I think they got married December 12th ish, right around there in Clark County, which is Las Vegas, Nevada. That's Clark County. I went personally and looked up the public records, and yes, Jennifer Lauren Williams married Christian LaSalle Walden in Vegas in December.
So all that with the friends over, because she said it was just a part. Well, I mean, what we saw was a party. We did not see we saw a dress. We did not see a ceremony, but we did see people on a boat. We saw people partying. We saw the next day. I'm Hey, Carlos was there. It was a lot of people there, but it is what it is. Okay, all right. Let's keep going. So I think when Drika, when you were talking,
Mhm.
and some of your texts were like, he was very rude to you,
He
right?
really was. He was.
He was, he was
Mhm.
He's
really
rude
rude to
to
you,
everybody.
Yes. And I'm
because he
learning
just
that's not,
said,
it wasn't just me. I'm learning that it wasn't just me. After speaking with Alteria, the stuff that he be saying, like, I
He
listen,
said the
he's
same
very.
thing to us, you're inconveniencing me. I'm in the middle of, there was one time there was a victim that reached out, the victim that is homeless, who gave him her social security disability back paycheck of $30,000. She's homeless in a wheelchair. She's living in a homeless shelter, clothes and bags, everything. She had texted him asking him for $700 so she wouldn't get kicked out of her motel. And he said, "You," and I have those text messages, "you're inconveniencing me. I'm in the middle of throwing a birthday party for Jennifer. We're busy right now. I don't have time for this." It takes you 2 seconds to send somebody $700 of their own money.
right. And then, like, I know you probably can't see it. These are the text message I got from Drika's TikTok. But she was asking him, uh, the same way you pressure people into sending it to you needs to be the same way we get our money. Not
Yep.
only that you already taken your fee, so that is 1,800 to send back. I'm really not trying to go far, but I will if I have to. I'm trying to be understanding about the whole thing, but you're not making it easy. He said, "Good morning. Please understand that I'm on PST and I'm just waking up. I don't hold my phone in my hand all day where I'm just at everyone's disposal." And I was like, PST? Why is he on Pacific time and you're supposed to be on Eastern time? He's supposed to be in Georgia, right?
I
Can he
thought.
So
be on?
what's funny is after he got back from Paris and stuff, he because I've been following Christian very closely.
Hmm.
He actually changed probation officers. And the new probation officer he got is a Jennifer Williams fan. She loves Jennifer Williams. So Christian now can do whatever he wants, basically. He just has to send her an email. He doesn't even have to check in with her anymore.
And this is what I was talking about when he was like, y'all, when I was saying that he was telling Drika about, it's just this amount. He said, where he said, I don't have my hand in, and I'm at people's disposal all day. He said, this is less than 2K we're talking about. Also, there's a process. I also explained to you it's a process to withdraw, being that I have others to pull for as well. This is why I have clients submit a request, which is explained on the amended agreement in
Mhm.
Section 8. You're entitled to what's left in your managed account, but do understand it's a process when I have to withdraw for more individual than just you. If that's the step you choose to take, then that's completely fine with me. It shouldn't matter if you have 1 million people or 100 people. If I'm working with Drika's account, I could just go and do Drika's account, right?
So
Yeah.
what's really funny, that amended agreement he's talking about, that agreement he sent to everybody in an email. And at the bottom of the agreement, it says, by receiving this agreement, you agree to the terms. First off, not one of us got a contract from him
At
ever, not
all.
once. We've
At
never signed
all.
anything with that man. So we don't have no agreement with you. We don't have to agree to a goddamn thing you say.
Okay,
That's what we don't have to do.
and this is like the little termination thing you sent me
Yeah.
earlier, Drika.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but that whole agreement, it says at the very bottom, by receiving this email. So what I did, I never even replied back because I was like, you know what? Why am I going to reply back and say that I got the email? I don't think so. And I can tell you, I've talked to some high up people who have seen that email that are involved in this case, and they laughed and said, this is it is a contract that he conjured up on like law.com or something like that. It's not something that somebody actually did that is a real investor that knows how to do this stuff. It's it's garbage. It's a garbage agreement. Nobody has to abide by it. And not only that, but this man saying he's got a process and it takes 30 days. Drika, we went live last night. Another victim, his name's Jorge. He told us it's been well over 30 days. He hasn't gotten his money. I mean,
Okay,
it's been almost a year since I requested my money.
Yep.
you're 18,000.
Hmm.
Well, technically he owes me over 80,000 because
Oh my
when when I started getting in my gut feeling that we were scammed last March, I actually held a Zoom with Christian with 15 other victims, which were the people that I brought in. I said, I confronted him straight up. I told him straight up, I know you're scamming us when you go to Paris. And this was just my gut, was that when he went to Paris, he was never going to come back. He was never going to give us our money. Now, this was before I even knew he was on probation, before I knew any of this stuff. So when I confronted him on the Zoom, and I have the Zoom recorded, he said, I will pay all of you guys your money at the end of May. Mind you, this Zoom was May 25th. So he had 4 days to pay us 15 people our money. He didn't pay it to us. So us 15 people went to an attorney We drew up a demand for payment letter, which equaled $130,000 between the 15 of us. We sent it to him, and then I sent a follow-up text message 30 days later saying, Christian, you had 30 days to pay us our money. You haven't paid it. Do I need to get the authorities involved, or are you going to pay us the money? His response was, do what you got to do, Alteria.
Yep,
Okay.
that's how he responded. That's how he responded to me.
Do what you got to
Okay.
do. All right.
Okay.
That's why
So
he has a RICO case. I
okay.
did what
So
I had to do.
Drake, are you a part of this? Are you a part of this? What
So
Alteria
that's
is
how
talking?
me and Atira met. So I'm in the process. So that's how me and Atira
Okay.
met.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I'm probably skipping around, but I do want to get to this. I want to get to um what is it? The app that he told you to get on? Telegram.
Oh, Telegram. Telegram.
Now, I don't know if people here know about Telegram, but one summer Telegram was hot and it was a lot of stuff going on. People was making a lot of money on Telegram. It was like right at the pandemic. People weren't working. People were just it was crazy. And I deleted it, but it's like people just going back and forth and going back and forth. So when you said Telegram, I said, ooh,
Mm-hmm.
uh-oh. Tell us about that situation and how you got in touch with people on Telegram.
So he had a chat with all of us in it. So mind you, when he had already had the money, so let me put this out there. He had already had the money. I had already started investing before he even told me to download in Telegram. So
Yep,
it wasn't
that's what
like
he
he
does.
mentioned it before.
Mm-hmm.
It was after we had done give him our money.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had a chat with all of us in it. I want to say, quote me on the Alteria, was it Gold Reserve?
So
The
actually, what's really funny is it was called Liquid Asset Automation at first.
Yes, that's what it
Then
was.
it was called Gold Reserve.
Yep. And
And there
everybody that
was
invested in that app in the
at
Telegram.
at one point there was like 230 people in there, if not maybe more. But yeah, there was a lot. I personally got kicked out last August when he found out that the FBI called me.
Ooh.
Because I went on Tasha K and the FBI called me when I was on Tasha K. So
Oh.
yeah. Like I said, I've been heading this. I have reported Christian to every authority you could possibly imagine. The FEC or the SEC, FINRA, the state of Georgia, the insurance commissioner in Georgia, FTC. I mean, the whole nines. They've
All
all
the
heard
all
from
the
me.
alphabets. All the alphabets.
Yes, yep, yep. Yeah, yeah, they all heard from me. Every single last
All
one of them
26.
heard from me. Yeah, they heard from me. They did.
So
Yep.
so Drake, when you reached out to the lady on Telegram, tell us about that. Because that was an interesting story.
So I had text Christian that night and he was still giving me the runaround and I was just getting upset. I'm like, okay, I gotta dig a little deeper. So I went back to the messages in our Telegram. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just find people that I know invested and see if they'll respond. But I had to be careful because come to find out he did have family in there too. So I didn't want to reach out to the wrong people, but at that point I didn't care. I just started messaging people that because what he would do anytime somebody joined Telegram, he would congratulate them. So I would go to the messages of the names and I started inboxing them. Two people replied back and said that Christian told them they couldn't get their money until August and they know they were scammed. And he tried to get more money out of them, but the lady's husband said don't send him no more money. Yep. And they're taking I think I don't know if they're part of this lawsuit, but she did say they was looking to file charges against him, to sue him.
So, Drika, if you can, when we get off of this, if you can give me their information, I'll reach out to them and
Okay.
add them to this. But
Oh yeah.
we, you know, I personally, me as well as another victim, her name is Jennifer. We reached out to quite a few people on Telegram as well. And we only got a hold of a couple, but what we were afraid of when we were doing it is he's got a lot of family members involved and we don't know how close. So, we've had to be very careful with reaching out to people because we don't know what if he's going to go back and tell them. There was one person in particular who I had reached out to, who claimed to everybody that he was also scammed. And I have a group that has all of the victims in it. There's 27 of us in a group chat, and I had added him to it. And what he did is he actually started taking all the screenshots that we were sharing to each other and all of the information we were telling each other, and he started sending it back to Christian. So
You
after
have people
that,
in you.
I've been very, very careful who I share the information with when it comes
Hmm.
to people who are
Absolutely.
in his group,
Hmm.
because I don't know if somebody else is going to do the same thing that, he did. Because again, he claimed to all of us he was a victim too, and oh my God, he took my money too, and da 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 da. And sure enough, he took it all literally word for word back to Christian. So we said no more of that. We're not reaching out to anybody else on Telegram because we just
Right.
don't know. We don't know.
So Amy asks, so who else is involved if it's a racketeering case? Has it been referred as a criminal complaint?
So when it comes to RICO cases, the Georgia racketeering, however it's called, whatever RICO stands for, I forget. But first comes the civil case, then comes the criminal FBI, which again, I've been speaking to the FBI since August of last year. I have their cell phone number, text message. I can get a hold of the FBI at the drop of a dime. So when it
You've been
comes
on
to
it.
him, yeah, I mean, I'm on it. So when it comes to him, it is a civil case. So civil first, we get our money, then comes the criminal, the federal case. That's how any racketeering works. So the way that we're able to get him on a RICO case is Christian was again when he was having us send all of this money first, when because he had us sending Cash App, he had us sending through Zelle, he had us sending through PayPal, where he was taking credit card payments. The first Zelle payment that I ever made him went to something called Billionaire Company. The second Zelle payment I sent to him went to a company called Liquid Asset Automation. The third one it went to was a Japanese whiskey watches. The next one was Wealth at Gold Reserve. So because he had all these different companies accepting money, it is now a racketeering case because he's got more than one company involved.
That is
And
insane.
Yep.
and then now with Drika, I have a feeling we're going to have some more names added to this. I can't, of course, I'm not the attorney, I'm not the FBI, but I do know from asking the attorney questions, because I did ask, hey, you know, if we can get proof that somebody directly, recruited somebody into this or said, hey, give Christian money, can we add them to the case? And he said, absolutely, yes. And of course, he gave us advice on whether we would want to do it or not if they actually had assets. Because again, you don't want to add somebody to the case that isn't going to benefit us in the end, us victims getting our money back.
Mhm.
Now, I was listening to Simone, and she was saying that because it is a RICO case, it leaves it open to add, right? So
So
Jennifer,
what I
well,
was told is
let me
we
say this
can,
part right
yeah.
here.
Hmm.
Like Jennifer has a big decision to make. She has a decision. I told you, Drika, she has a decision if she wants to be a wife or if she wants to be free. Because just any little thing, because you've named out 1,000 companies that he started, which would make it into a RICO case. If she has anything in it, she can be added to it or she can help. So Jennifer's
So
going to have a big decision to make. Does she want to be a wife or does she want to be free?
right, and what I was told is the case can be amended at any time. And right now, it's kind of a rough draft what's put to the courts right now was a rough draft. There was, I want to say there was a total of 21 of us on the case when it was first submitted. Now there's a total of 24 of us. And then I know I'm in contact with about 5 more that are looking to get added to the case once they pay their retainer fees and things like that. But from what I understand is with Jennifer, it's kind of tricky with Jennifer being added to the case because she could very much say, he scammed me too. I lost money in this too. So if she's added to the case, it's something that we have to have like a nail in the coffin. We have to have somebody who said, hey, Jennifer told me to give this man money. Or, hey, I've got proof, a text message or something that says that in order to add her to the case. But what it was also told to me was, it could very well come out in discovery that she's a part of it. We just don't know. We won't know
Oh,
until the actual case is going.
because as a woman, okay, let's just talk about our little part that men don't have, that intuition that we have.
That intuition, yep.
Like there's no way. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes your husband can hide a few things, but after a while, it's just something you got to ask some questions. So I can't believe that Jen is walking around that house not knowing what he's doing.
Oh, she knows. She knows. I mean, we've got Zoom recordings of her wiping down counters behind him while he's hurrahing us all into these projects. She knows. She knows.
Okay, so Drika said that she was watching. Drika said in another video, she said that she was watching a documentary, I think.
Yep, my true scam story.
See, I
Okay,
haven't watched that yet.
well, talk
Yep.
about that because that put a light bulb on for you, right?
Yeah, like so one day my husband, we like to watch shows like that. So he was in the bed watching it and I was going to bed and I got in the bed and he turned the TV on. I'm like, wait a minute. So I watched it, but the whole time she was up there crying and complaining how this guy she was dealing with before stole her Range Rover. How he scammed her out of money, out of her vehicle, took him to court. And then it was other victims on there that had been scammed by other people. She was giving them money back for being scammed. And it's like, okay, you get scammed and you know how that feels, but you married to a scammer that's scamming other people, innocent people.
Well, and you know what's really interesting about that? Again, I've never watched the My True Scam Story, but Jen and Christian have a YouTube channel. They have an actual video of Christian dropping in while she's filming that movie or whatever the heck it is. So you're filming a true scam story while your scammer's in the background on set with you. So is she teaching Christian how to scam
I don't,
by
I don't,
him being,
I don't think she's teaching.
well,
That's a bit much.
I'm not saying necessarily she's teaching,
Yeah.
but by him being on the set of a scam story, he's probably picking up some things that were being put out to get away with some things.
And like I've always wondered, what does Jen do? Because you can't say Basketball Wives, because Basketball Wives is not like uh it's not like a continuation. Like they may come on this season and then they may have 4 seasons off. We may not see them for 2 more years. And
And
then
from
all
what
of a
I
sudden,
understand, they don't, from what I understand, because a few of the Basketball Wives do talk to me. I am in contact with a few of the cast members. Um, and from what I understand, because the views aren't like they used to be, they don't get paid the type of money that everybody thinks they get paid. It's just not there.
so that's what I'm saying. Like, what does Jen do? I mean, people say that she's wealthy. Her parents left her money. I,
I, I mean, I
I
know
don't know
she
what
has
you're doing.
doesn't she have like a wig line or hairline or something like that? I know she has that, and they're expensive. I looked it up. They're like $800-900 a wig. I couldn't afford that.
But I don't. You know how people get out here selling stuff. I see a lot of people selling hair all day, every day. I never see Jen on the internet pushing hair. Never. I mean, I hear her mention about it on the show, but I've never seen her out here just like, oh, go do this, oh, go do that, hashtagging in a photo. I've never seen that. Have you all in the audience seen that? I have not seen Jen do that. I've heard her talk about it. I've seen her go to a establishment with hair in it, but that's it after the show.
I have no idea.
Drinker, how's your husband in all of this?
How did he? You cut out just a little bit. How did he? What? How did he feel about
I
it?
said, how is he? Yeah, how is he feeling about this?
I mean, of course he's upset, but it's kind of like being that we did it back in 23 and it's 25 now. He just know like we not getting our money back unless we take legal action. And he's saying some other stuff, but I don't want to say it on here. But it's like we kind of knew, and it's like the I can say the signs were there early, possibly, but we just didn't catch it till after all of the show and all this stuff came out, and then that's when we was like, okay, this is we should have caught it. We should have, but I don't.
Oh, wow. So Thomas Lawson, that's commenting right now, he's a victim. He's a part of our case.
Hello, Thomas. How are you? I am sorry that you're going through this. This is wild behavior. I just, like you hear about it or whatever. You hear about the scam, and I cannot wait till the American Greed episode comes out. I'm, I can't wait till that
So
comes
I
out.
actually contacted them. They are not airing any American Greed this year.
Oh, girl, you are on top of it because that's what I've been thinking about today.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, I've contacted everybody because I felt like, Christian has to be stopped. He used Basketball Wives as a platform to reach out to all these people. And the one thing that really irritates me is, and Drika was on this Zoom in particular. There was a Zoom that he had that he recorded, and I was on there, and I didn't know that this man was going to call on me or anything like that. And he called on me and was like, Altera, how much money did I make you and your husband? How much money were you able to pull out? And so I'm going to tell the truth. Yeah, before you switched platforms and did all that craziness, we didn't give you $4,000. We put $4,000 in KOT, and you turn that $4,000 into 13,000 in about a week or maybe 3 weeks. I'm not 100% sure cuz my husband was watching it, not me. And yes, we were able to pull it out. So what he did is he took that snippet of me talking. Anytime anybody contacted him about trading, he played that video to people. So you used me to scam people. Not cool.
That is unbelievable. And then and then like my thing is, how do you, well, you said that there's a judge who likes Jen or whatever, but that's not going to work for a very long time because
Well, it's not a judge, it's the probation officer.
probation officer. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah,
I thought it
so
was,
so she
I thought it
moved
was wild. I thought it was
she
wild that they allowed him to get married. I thought that was real crazy, but I guess they pleaded a good case and, well, you know what I'm saying, go to Paris and go on a honeymoon and all of that kind of stuff.
I honestly I don't know how that judge did what she did to allow him to do that, because you allowed him to do that and you had 10 victims in front of you that all wrote letters to you begging you not to let him go, telling you that they were scammed out of money. And I can say that when I spoke with the DAs, I had 3 DAs on a conference call. When I spoke with them, they told me that the only way that the DAs could do anything to stop him was that it had to be directly related to his domestic violence case with his girlfriend. So it had to be something that he did that would have been directly linked to that, not something that is new charges. So that's why the DAs told me that they couldn't intervene and do anything, because it wasn't direct to that case that he's specifically on probation for. But I feel like if you're on probation and you're out scamming people, that should be a violation of your probation, right?
Absolutely. And then Drika, like, I saw another one of your TikToks where there was a lady had come in and she seemed to really be honest, and she wanted to help you, but you're just not right there right now, huh?
Oh no, honey. I listen. I like Miss Pam. She's on my page. She's following me. She be on the live last night. But listen, I don't want to invest nothing. I don't even. My daughter got a yearbook that she wants. I don't even want to give it to him because it was $25. Now it's $30. That's just bad. But I'm just saying. I don't know if they're trying to scam me. I don't know. But I'm gonna get it. But I'm just trying to find some humor in it. But no, I just can't. I can't do it.
Right. Because it's
when I tell you lesson learned, definitely lesson learned. Definitely.
Gosh, I mean, like, even if you are married, and even if let's say Jen just doesn't have a clue, it's got to be something when she said, "Why is Simone Redwine talking about you all the time? Why is Alteria all on these things talking about you?
So
Why
she
is this
said,
person me?" Like, she has to know. Like, she has to be questioning him at some point.
no, he told her in her YouTube video, she tells everybody I'm obsessed with her and I want to be her. I don't want to be 51 years old, married to a 30-year-old scammer. Sorry, I'm already married. I got 6 kids and I'm 40 years old. I don't want your life at all. I don't even want to be on TV. I mean, so I don't want to be Jennifer, but I do know that from what one of the cast members of Basketball Wives, they confronted her with receipts of somebody who was scammed, with Zelle receipts, by the way. She told them that Christian said that we're all liars. He's never met us a day in our life. And that we are just trying to use their celebrity status to go after them.
Child, now Jen, you've been on TV, but celebrity status is a reach. That's a bit much. That's a bit much, right? That's a bit much for Jen. I mean, there are people who don't even know what the show is. If everybody is not aware of who you are, you just need to stay in that lane. And let's bring the celebrity down to 3. But Tiffany asked a question. Please ask, what are Christian's qualifications to be an investor?
He doesn't have any.
Yeah, I just
None.
wanted them to.
None at all. I mean, and I will say this, in me being naive, I didn't know that you needed qualifications to be an investor. I didn't know that, you couldn't be an ex-felon. But again, I didn't know that Christian was an ex-felon either.
Okay, I'm about to say now. Yeah, because
I didn't. I found out with his felony, his background, his probation, all that stuff. I found out when the rest of the world found out on Basketball Wives. I was sitting here in my living room. He popped up. I found it all out, and I rewound my TV. I took my phone out, I recorded it, and I sent it to my husband, and I said, "I'll be goddamned." And that's when I found out.
So I think you may have said this. So I know Drika was at her job. His mom, they were having a conversation, and she made it seem like, this is what my son does.
Mm-hmm.
Things are going to happen. People are not going to be working anymore. Build your nest. right?
Mhm.
So
Hmm.
that's why, Tiffany, I think Drika did it. Now, as far as Alteria, you met him in 22 and he
2020.
gave 2020. So what made you give him your money?
So when I first met him in 2020, again, we were a part of the same company. We were in the same company together. He left. I don't know what reasons. I to this day I still don't know the truth of the reasons why he left. Because he says he left, but I've heard rumors that he was actually terminated from the company. But you know, I again I gave him a little bit of money and he grew it in the beginning. I touched it. I put it in, I pulled it out. That is a classic Ponzi scheme. You show somebody it, just like Drika. He allowed her to pull a little bit of money out. She put it right back in. That's exactly what I did. I didn't do anything different. I gave him a little bit of money. He grew it. And then I gave him a lot of money, more money than he should have ever got.
And
Um,
and and I get it, but I think what maybe she wants to know is just like if I'm sitting here talking to you all and you say I'm an investor, I can flip it, I can make millions, Millie Chun, all I need is $300. Like, how did you get to that part? Like, how did you get to the point where you was like, oh, okay, because Drika
um,
was
he,
talking to
what
his
he,
mother, so
right.
who
So
not to
what
believe?
So what he would do is he would hold Zoom meetings and he would actually show you what he was doing. He would
Okay,
show you actual trades that he did and the type of money that he got. He would screenshot. He would show you other people who were in it. Now, if they I've never talked to these people personally, so I don't know if they ever pulled their money out, but he would show text messages that people sent that said, "Oh my God, thank you for making me this amount of money." Like he would show receipts that this is what I'm doing.
And reviews of other people.
Hmm.
what?
Yep, I posted those on my TikTok too. The reviews that he sent me.
Wow. That
Yeah,
is crazy that he would do that and then to continue to do it as if nothing, because he it seems like nothing is going on. Like he's continuing to do it.
yeah.
Oh yeah, he is.
He's on Instagram. I think this week he was on Instagram. I posted that too. We're trying to recruit new people with a different email.
Yeah, he has a new email now. And actually, here's what's really funny. So I saw the new email and I went on the stage of Georgia where you can look up, people's companies. And I looked up every single one of the companies that he has registered, including Life with Jen and CG, their YouTube channel. Every single one of his companies right now, he did not pay the yearly fee for it. So none of them are active companies. Not one. This new company, 1 billion at christiangold.co, he never even registered that as a company. So there is no new company that he has currently right now. And I knew that he was doing this and he won't post it on his actual page. He's been posting it in his stories. And the minute I saw it, I sent it to the FBI agent that's working on our case. I said, he's probably out scamming new people to pay for a lawyer. That's what I think. Um, Also, one of the victims, the lady that is homeless, she had also, on top of investing money in him, he has a page on Instagram called it's something that has to do with clothing. I don't Do you know what I'm talking about, Drika? Like his clothing line. It's if you go look on his Instagram page, he has hats and stuff that has compound interest. That's the name. Interest. Um she bought the lady that is homeless, she bought a bunch of his clothing. He never even sent it. Never sent it. And recently I came across Jennifer's page and there is a woman who was commenting on that compound to interest clothing and she was saying, "Where is my money?" I immediately inboxed her and said, "Hey, are you a victim? If you are, here's my telephone number, my email. contact me. So, yeah.
Alteria, do you have the email address? I have it in my phone, but
It's
it's
one,
billionaire
it's literally 1 billion, all one word, at christiangold.co. But he does not have all the companies that he has ever had. They are all basically inactive because he didn't pay them. He didn't pay, and it's $100. It's $100 yearly fee. I know that because I'm a business owner. You have to pay your $100 every year to stay registered with the state.
Well, let me ask this. Tennessee Girl asked this question. Do you feel like he preys on men or women primarily?
That's funny. We were just talking about this last night, weren't we, Drika?
Yep.
So, I will say this. In our RICO case, out of the 24, 25 people that are actively, that have already paid their retainer, that are on it, I want to say there's 7 men. The
7
rest are
men.
women. 7 men. The rest are women. So it's, I mean, out of, now I also have a,
Is that right?
yes, that's right. Yep. So I also have a audio recording of him talking to another victim, which happens to be a man, and he told him that there's 150 people that are involved in this. So out of that 150, I have no idea what the ratio is with men and women. But like Drika said, Christian has a real good mouthpiece. He knows how to talk. And upon me having very lengthy conversations with his children's mother, I realized one thing about Christian. When he talks to you over the phone, he gets to know your pain points. Okay. So at the time when we invested our money, my husband and I's pain point was we wanted to do better for ourselves. My husband had recently sued his company that he worked for, and he got a lot of money. It was very public, and they fired him. So this was how Christian said, hey, you never have to work again. Use a little bit of that money, give it to me. I'm going to make it so that, you guys will be able to live. I mean, we were supposed to walk away with millions of dollars. And this is guaranteed. He says in text messages, guaranteed money. Now, did I believe it was guaranteed? No, I'm not that naive or stupid. But I did think that we were going to walk away with more than what we put in. I didn't think that
Yeah.
we were going to walk away with nothing. So, you know, he gets to know people's pain points and he pries on that. Even the lady who gave him her $30,000 Social Security disability check, he knew that was the only money she had. He knew that she was disabled and could not work another day again. And he straight up told her that he told her, you're going to be a millionaire. This is what you're going to do. Another person that had talked to him, he told her he used his mom to her. He told her, my mom put money in this. My mom gave me $5,000. My mom's going to walk away with $2.5 million just off of $5,000. And that's how he got $5,000 out of her. So, he does talk very good to get people out of their money.
Oh, ladies, I am so sorry. I am.
Oh, you're muted.
I'm American Born is saying that I'm afraid you all won't get your money back, and that is probably the most honest thing around Christian at this point.
So,
That
what I will say without giving away details is our attorney told us straight up he wouldn't have taken our case if he couldn't get some type of money back. Now, what we're asking for back is 3 times the amount of money we gave him. So my husband and I gave him $18,000 back. We're asking for 3 times that amount plus interest, which is the interest starts the day he was supposed to pay us out, plus our attorney fees. So I'm gonna get something. It wasn't what I was promised,
I
but I'm
believe it.
getting something. And there are many avenues that we can get our money back. It doesn't have to be through a bank account. Number one, all of us victims believe our money went to that big old diamond that Jennifer's wearing.
Yeah.
And they can seize that. They can seize her diamond.
That would be so
And
embarrassing.
I feel like that diamond will pay all of us all our money back. But they can seize that.
It's so embarrassing. Oh Lord, American Born said it's probably fake. And how embarrassing would that be?
Now that would be even
They appraised that
crazier.
ring and he done bought her a fugazi.
I mean, I will say this. American Born might not be too far off of it, just because of what I have heard from people close to him. Um, no, he can't escape it by filing bankruptcy, because we've already asked that question too. That's like Diddy escaping having to pay Cassidy by filing bankruptcy.
Child,
So we're literally doing the exact same steps that Cassidy did to Diddy. We're first filing civil for our money,
mhm.
then comes the federal agents who come in and do their thing. So we're following the same steps. We're not doing anything different.
I know, child, if that ring comes out not to be real, that would be the story of the century. That's wild. Because you got people on one hand thinking that their money is in a pot. Because I remember you saying, Drinker, he couldn't give you money because he had put all y'all money together in this pot or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
By the way, that is called money laundering. That
Mm-hmm.
is called money laundering.
Yep, that's what he told me. He had all our money in one account and we couldn't pull out because then he'll say stuff like I'm trying to recover from a loss. Um the LA fires, the election going on. It was always something.
It is always
You
something.
you can't recover. You were in jail. You were at a loss, sir. You couldn't recover from that.
So what he was
But
talking about the loss is what he was talking about with the loss is when he was trading and again, this is all allegedly because we never actually, us victims never actually got proof. We never got proof. We never saw a profit loss sheet. We never saw a trading account that shows the money going up in red and blue. We never saw any of this, okay? What we saw was him writing it in a text message. It was literally written down. So we don't know for sure any of this actually happened. But what he says happened was that our account that we had was at $1.6 million. Now, I don't know if you guys remember when the market dropped back in August of last year. I think it was August 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, somewhere around there. That it dropped drastically. It was all over the news,
right.
and the news was saying that it dropped by 3%. Christian told us that that account went from $1.6 million down to 167,000. And he said, I lost all your money. Sorry, guys. Bye.
Oh my
That, uh-huh.
goodness.
Now, again, I personally don't believe our money ever even went into a trading account. I believe every time we sent him money, he used it and went and gave it to Jennifer and lived the lavish life that he's never lived before. Um, so I don't believe that that money ever went into a trading account because, again, we never saw a profit loss sheet. We never saw anything that would say that it was on there.
Now, this is a good question. Should you all be talking about this on YouTube or anything like that? Y'all have
All of this
approval?
has been talked about on YouTube before we even hired an attorney. It's out
Because
there. It's public.
Simone Redwine is a lawyer and she discusses it, and Alteria has spoken with her. So we have heard it, and that's why we're talking about it because we've seen it. So everything is
Yeah.
free and clear.
Yeah, this is all stuff that has already been discussed. This is all stuff that there's nothing new that we're saying that's not already out there.
Oh my goodness. Well, you all, I this is a lot. This is a lot, and I'm so sorry that you all are dealing with this. And it's like people get scammed every day. Like I talked about it. They got a new Netflix scam out now. They have the one scam out where they're calling your bank. They have your bank's number and all this kind of stuff. So it's a lot going on. So everybody has to be careful at this time.
Oh yeah, I just got a text message today saying my license was going to be suspended for paying a toll, not paying a toll. I don't have tolls in my state.
Yes, I talked about that too. And not only did I talk about it, I showed them my text message from the Easy Toll. And I live in Texas and we don't use Easy. We use something else.
Yeah, see, I don't even have tolls, and I live in
Yeah, so you just
Oregon.
gotta
We
be
don't have
careful.
tolls here.
Yes, Kisco, a Netflix scam. I talked about that in one of my hot topics. Yeah, it's out there too. So you just and also they said if you get a ring or something in the mail, they come with a little black card with a QR code. Do not open that QR code because it automatically goes in your phone and takes everything out. It wipes your bank accounts out, your credit cards, everything.
I
It's
never even
crazy.
heard of that.
Yes. She's the girl showed it on TikTok. She got a ring or something, and it happened to her friend. I think it happened to somebody, but it was a ring. It was like a little fake diamond ring, and they had this card. It said, "Open the QR code so you can get all the information about the ring, the diamond, and all of this." And when you scan the QR code, it gets in your phone and it wipes you out.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. It is crazy. So I don't. It's certifiably insane. There's a Wells Fargo email scam out. Yes, it is. I saw that today. I saw that today, Shapey. It's
Well,
insane.
that's not good because I have a business account with Wells Fargo.
Oh my
No.
God, this is more than a notion. So, Drinker, is there anything before we go? We're going to get out of here. I just want to thank you, ladies, for coming on, telling your stories. I appreciate you coming on, and Alteria, you're doing some great work. Drinker, I hope that you get in this and everybody gets what they need. And thank you for just telling your story because I know that you were like thinking about it and you didn't know
Mhm.
if you wanted to do it,
Yeah.
and
Because I'm a
and you.
private person and I don't like to be
Mhm.
talking about stuff. But I just did this more to, put it in the spotlight for other people going forward. I'm in a good place right now.
Right,
Even though it did take from me, I'm still blessed. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not,
right.
at first I was in my feelings about it, but I'm okay. I'm not stressing about it at all. I just hate that he's doing this to a lot of people out here, innocent people, especially disabled people that's homeless. And it's just sad. And I just wanted to put my story out there because you can easily get caught up in a scam. We all have done things that we look back on and say, hey, I wish I could have done differently. This is one of those situations. So,
Yeah.
y'all just keep your eyes and your ears open. Don't be signing up for nothing. Nothing.
Especially, because so Christian has me blocked on everything. I can't call his phone. I can't
Mhm.
nothing. But I do have fake pages. So there are ways around it, right?
Yep.
So I will say this, there are people who are asking to give this man their money so he can invest for them. Please don't do it.
Yep. Please don't.
Please don't. Like, go to Sally Mae or something. Go to your bank and invest that way. Like, learn through us who made the mistakes and go do it where your money is insured. It's FDIC insured. Christian is not FDIC insured. He's not registered with the SEC, FINRA, nothing. You can't, he is not a verifiable source. So don't give him any money. I don't care what he's posting on what is it, Instagram. Don't do it. Just don't.
Yeah, and he's trying to do it in like a hideous way. He's doing it in his story, so when you click in it, you see it. He's not posting it on his actual page.
Yeah, and it disappears out because your stories disappear after 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's nothing that a screenshot can't catch.
And I screenshotted that morning and I made a video about it saying, do not sign up with him.
Yeah. And, unfortunately, they have a larger network than we do. And so we're just trying to get the word out there so people don't fall victim to, what we did.
And then and you're right, he does put things in his story, because I remember he had something in his story. He had his laptop up there, and it was like the Dow of something was going up, and he was like, y'all need to get into it right now. You need to get into it now, and
Yep.
then he'll post things like, I'm only going to get wiser, I'm only going to get stronger, I'm only going to become more powerful, I'm only going to become more healthy, I'm only going to fail forward, I'm going to grow. And he'll just put stuff like that, and then it's crazy. Oh God, y'all, I'm so sorry, but it's so sad that people will just sit, instead of going out and making an honest living, however you make it, you just think of ways to take people's money. And it was something I could talk about, but I can't talk about it. I can't talk about that right now. Oh no, I can't talk about that. But people are crazy, and it's all types of scams. People play on people's sympathy. They talk to you to see how you are. Like, if you're a person, like, I will help anybody, right? But now, even after all of this, I gotta pull that back, because I'm like, wait a minute, now what is it that what is it? What do you need? Because they will play on your emotions, and they have these sad stories, and then it's insane. I'm too tired to sit down and think about how I can take somebody else's money. Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. And that's unfortunately Christian prize on that. Those sad stories that he hears, that's how he gets you. That's how he makes you say, "Hey, I'm going to do better. So, here, let me give you my money so I can do better." Um and so yeah, it's sad. It is very sad. And it's, again, we're just out here trying to get the word out so that
Mm-hmm.
people, because I've seen people on his Instagram say, "Hey, can you trade for me?" And I'm like, "Oh, I of course I don't want to give away the page that I'm able to watch on, but I want
Yeah.
to be like, girl, don't do
Oh my
it."
gosh. Cause see, the thing is this. I think it's the Jen aspect, because Jen is so out there. She's diamonds and Chanel, and she's Fendi and Prada, and it's like, I could have that. Like, she's living that life. She's with this man. He's making this money. Why not? And I'm not saying that for everybody, but there's some people who can look at that and see it like that. Like, Drika was talking to his mom. Why wouldn't you believe his mother? Why wouldn't you
Yeah.
believe that?
No,
You know what I'm saying?
and that's true because his mom is on Zooms, telling
Wait a
us to
minute.
put money in.
What? Candy said, send it to me. I'll tell them. Send their information to her, and she'll tell them, girl, stop.
Well, so what Jen and Christian are now doing, anybody that gets on their page and says, "Hey, you're scamming people or you need to give those people the money back," they hide the comments.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they hide them all.
Yeah.
So it's, they're doing that. But, at the end of the day, even the people that are seeing Jennifer and all this, designer this, designer that, It doesn't matter what you have on your body. That doesn't make who you are inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as I'm concerned, all these men that Jennifer keep, attracting that are scammers, what are you putting out into the universe for them to come to you? What are you yourself, your
Mm-hmm.
Right.
soul putting
Right.
out? Because I'm a firm believer, you get back what you put out in the universe.
Talk about a Tennessee girl. Eric Williams, Cisco, Tim Norman. Now CWG.
And
Mm.
the Aaron guy that stole a Range Rover. His name was Aaron.
Yeah, his name is
And the
Aaron.
Range Rover man. We forgot one,
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Yeah. And I highly
Yep.
doubt Christian's last name is going to get changed to Gold, because I I put a stop in that too. I sure did. I filed an objection to the courts to stop his name change, because he's trying to change his name from Walden to Gold.
Yeah.
But I did put an objection in, and I had a few other of the victims put an objection in. I told them how to go do it. So the courts are very aware that we don't want him to change his name and the reason behind it.
And the fact that it's gold is telling. That's very telling to me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Alteria, continue to do all the good work you're doing to help people. Drika,
Oh,
hang
that's
in there.
funny. She
And
probably got all the designer stuff from DH Gate. Actually, an insider told me it comes from Neiman Marcus.
really?
But I'm not gonna go into details of what I got. But
Yeah. We're gonna leave that alone.
yeah.
But
Hmm.
Drika, I love your insight. A lot of people love your insight. And just, you'll get that back tenfold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I really hate that you all are going through this. But like I said, y'all are in it. Y'all have started it, and y'all are relentless, and that is what it's going to take. Do not give
Yep.
up.
Yeah.
So
Thank
Oh yeah,
you.
we're not going to. We're not
you're
going
so
to.
welcome. Thank you all for being here. I'm gonna talk to my audience for a few minutes about some things, but I just thank you all for coming here. Thank you, ladies, so much for sharing your story. Um, and I'll talk to you soon. Drink, I'll give you a call. And thank
Okay.
you all for joining us. I really
Yes,
appreciate you
you're
coming on.
welcome.
You had a lot of insight to
Yeah.
everything that's
You're
going on.
welcome.
And thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Yes, thank
Oh, you're
you.
so welcome. You're so welcome. Y'all have a good evening.
You too.
You too.
Bye bye. I'm gonna remove you from here. Yeah. 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 Can y'all believe that? I mean, yes, we can believe it. We can believe it. But that is wild and insane and crazy behavior. And he hasn't stopped. Thank you. He hasn't stopped since he got out of prison. After him and Jen had a little alone time, like he got right back on it. Right back on it. Posting, this is the life that you can have. Oh, and and then like I feel like Jen married him because everybody said not to, right? Because whose Rolls were they driving in Basketball Wife? Whose car was that? Child, Beauty Mode said Christian is trying to be the next Bernie Madoff. He is on his way, honey. Not the cell block. Lulu's Lulu's Lulu said the only block Jenny gonna be on is the cell block. Y'all, that is crazy. And then I saw somebody in here mention about Evelyn. She and Evelyn have fallen out. She mad at Evelyn for talking about this man. I don't think she's going to be on the new season of Basketball Wives. I don't think she's going to be on the new season. You got Ty. Ty Young, the person who used to go with Mimi Faust, and it's the other girl I think who she going with now. Of course, Jackie's going to be back. We did find out that Brooke Bailey and Jocelle not going to be back on there. Brittany Renner, she's coming back. Why is Brittany coming back? But no Jen. That's crazy and insane behavior. Evelyn and Brooke were looking at him so crazy when he was telling them the story. And I forgot who said this, but I agree with you 100%. People that talk fast and all that jive talk and quick talk, that drives me crazy. That drives me, like, that really makes me not believe you. And I could know you're telling the truth, and I just can't believe it. Ooh. What kind of screenshot, Lisa? Lisa, if you go to Drika's page on TikTok, baby, she got all the screenshots. That's where I got my screenshots from. Yeah, it was so crazy how he was talking to her. It was insane. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. She was telling him, okay, I get it. It's less than 2K and it might not be a lot of money to you. Of course, I see the agreement. So give me 30. So I give you 30 days to send me the remainder. I'm not trying to do all the back and forth. I just hate things even got to this point. He said, I think you're overcomplicating it as a whole. Last thing I want to do is go back and forth. Following up with you to invest doing mean I'm pressuring you to invest. Wait a minute. Following up with you to invest doing mean I'm pressuring you to invest or something. I can recall that you've made some money and I've sent you money. And then when she had mentioned to him, oh, to ask her about that, I forgot. She had also mentioned, she was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to go and go to the FBI on you. I'm gonna have to go and do that. Then he was like, okay. Let me give you your money in 30 days. And she still hasn't got her money. I sent Thomas a link. Where is Thomas? Thomas, are you still in here? I sent Thomas a link, Alteria. It was crazy. There was crazy talk. Ocean. Okay. Yeah, we'll stay on here. And Thomas come, we'll stay on here, girl. Let me see. Hold on. Wait a minute. Why can't I get this to stop? Okay, wait a minute. Ooh, hold on, y'all. And then she'll be like, at some point, you have to understand you and your wife living good, and I don't have that kind of money, Christian. You keep saying the same thing. He said, you can call me if you need to. I'm in a loud environment. My last text I meant to tell you can call me tomorrow. I don't have a problem withdrawing your funds from a managed account. If there is a misunderstanding, I apologize. When you said reimbursed, I was confused by your message. How can you be confused by reimbursed? That means you need to give me back what I gave you. Give me my money. There's nothing confusing about that. And then so she said, yes, just send me my money. Oh, we have Thomas. Hello, Thomas.
What's
Welcome
up,
to Millie
y'all?
John
What's
T.
going on?
How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good, Millie. Give me a second. Let me put my AirPods in so we can get this
Okay.
minute started.
Is everybody in the chat good? We all good over here? We got a few more minutes. Jacqueline, we have Thomas here. We're getting some more additional information. So we have Thomas. Thomas, you know what this conversation is about. We
Yes.
are talking about Christian Walden Gold, and we talked with Dria. I saw her after I saw her TikTok, and I wanted to talk to her about this, and she brought Alteria up. That was a whole new ball game when she came in the picture, and then I saw you in the comments, and I gave you the link, but you're here now. So Tell us your story.
I don't even know where to start. Just ask away, but I will start off. So I dated Jennifer's best friend. I don't want to give his name out because he deserves no clout, but
Right.
he introduced me to Jennifer because they were best friends. They're both from New York. Um, Jennifer and the guy I dated, um, my ex, he was telling me about Christian, saying that, oh, that's my brother. That's my brother. He's an investor. I don't know what he does, but he invests. I really think you should do it. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't really know anybody. So he kept egging me on. He kept talking about Christian. Then until one night we went out to Nobu and he told me that Christian and Jennifer Williams was going to be there. And that night we had dinner at
Wait a minute.
Nobu in
Wait, Thomas.
Atlanta
Wait.
and
Wait, Thomas. Thomas. Wait a minute. Hold on. You talking about Nobu in LA?
in Atlanta.
In Atlanta, is it a rooftop? Is it a rooftop there?
No, no, it's not a
That's her
rooftop.
friend. It's her friend that work at Nobu, Jen's friend.
Little short girl with a little big booty.
Okay, wait a minute. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
So
Keep going.
it was me, Jennifer's best friend, Jennifer, Luke, and Jennifer's the short best friend. She drives a Lambo truck. She drives a Lamb truck.
Yeah.
She trades with
Okay, we don't
Christian
need
as
names.
well.
Okay.
So they're the ones that introduced me to Christian. And that night they said, hey, we're gonna hang out at Johnny's Corner Pocket. My ex said, he said, hey, I really think you should invest with Christian. You know, he does really good for himself. He makes a lot of money. Obviously, Jennifer wouldn't be dating somebody like that if he wasn't making any money because he's a smart investor. I'm thinking about doing it too. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So we went to Johnny's Corner Pocket, and it was me, my ex, Jennifer, the little short girl, and Christian. And me and Christian, he introduced us, and we sat close to each other because he wanted us to collaborate because I did HFX, Forex. You know, HFX was making money in minutes, trading Forex. It was, you know, trading XRP or Tesla stocks and all that stuff. So it was relevant information we're throwing back and forth. So that's what gained my trust. Then on top of, you know, Luke and Jennifer and her friend, they all pressured me into investing. And Jennifer kind of was just like, go for it, Thomas. He's really good at what he does. So I was like, okay. So I went to church one Sunday. After I came back from church, I sent him $1,500. And you know, everything that Alteria said is true. You know, the KOT account. You pay him $1,500 to trade for you for a lifetime. Then there is an investment fee. So there's more money you have to send him in order for him to trade for you and all that stuff. My case was I sent him 1,500. Went like 1 or 2 days. He said it would take for the money to hit the pipeline and to hit on the other side. And all of a sudden my car breaks down. And I asked him for my money back. And he said no. So the fact that I had no car, I had a job. My job was Uber me, but they were limiting from a round trip to one way. And I said, "Hey, dude, I need my money back. Why can't you give me my money back? Oh, it's in the pipeline. There's a fee associated with it. You're a big inconvenience. Like you should have made that decision of not doing it when you knew you needed the money and this and that. I'm really busy right now." Yeah, that's when he took off to Paris with Jennifer. No, he went to Miami, then I went to Paris.
I
So
can't look. I'm right here with IJP. This bothers me when people talking too fast yeah, I cannot take that. So he was just. So how was he to you? He was explaining to you how you can come back and how he can
so
flip it and all of that. Wait a
Jennifer
minute. Did you
and
pay your?
her friend.
Let me ask you this: did you pay your tithes that Sunday before you went and gave that man $1,500?
I did.
Okay.
I did pay my tithes. It's funny
Okay.
you asked. I did pay my
Okay.
tithes.
Okay. Okay. Let's keep going.
And um I did pay my tithes. And like I said, I asked for my money back. He didn't give it back to me. So after that, you know, the communication just started to get real, real faint. And eventually he just blocked me. Then eventually I had to call him from a burner number and tell him, hey, I want my money back. You know, I need my money. My car broke down. And he wouldn't respond. So I had to go through my ex to go through him because obviously my ex is best friends with Jennifer. And my ex worked at Neiman Marcus while he was He was stealing, like Jennifer has a Hello Meow purse, that little Hello Meow purse that she always carried that's bedazzled out. She paid like 7,500 for. My ex stole that for her and she paid him under the table to get that. So what Jennifer would do, she would go to Neiman Marcus at Lenox Mall, maybe half an hour, 15 minutes till they close, because don't nobody shop there past 8 o'clock. Cause that you have to have some money to shop there for one. But she would shop there at the last couple minutes because nobody's there, and he would take her on a little personal shopping tour, shopping spree, and he would, steal something. He would take it out the system, sell it to her under the table. Tell her keep the receipt because you can always return it. I could put it in the system and make it look like a return. So I'm giving you what you did not pay for it. That's how he act. That's how I found out my ex got fired working at Gucci because he was stealing stuff. He was following it to Jennifer, and he would ask Jennifer for money because his car got repoed like 2 times, and Jennifer instantly sent him like $1,200. And I was like, whoa! So this girl is just like, just giving money left and right. But all three,
Ooh,
Luke and Jennifer, they knew what Christian was up to. And I personally asked Jennifer, I asked her when she was at the mall, I said, hey, Christian stole my money. Tell him to give me my money back. I need your help, Jennifer. Like, I'm no enemy to you. She's like, I'm staying out
what?
of it. I'm staying out of it, Thomas. Here's Luke.
That's what she said.
Yes. Jennifer knows who I am. I've been to her house personally. I've been inside her room, her bedroom, her closet. I know her white Rolls Royce. I know how much she pays a month. She bought some
I
Beyonce
just
boots. I
asked
have a
about
whole
that.
video. Oh, I'm sorry.
Didn't I just ask about that Rolls Royce? I just asked about that. I was like, is that Jen's car? I just asked about that because she was in the
So
car on the show, and I was wondering, like, where to get that car
that's
from.
hers. That's her white Rolls Royce. And what's funny, I was out doing ride share, and I pull up to
Yeah,
Nobu like around 8:20, 8:30, and I was like, oh, there's a white Rolls Royce in front of me. And I was like, is that Jennifer Williams and Christian? And I thought I was picking up one passenger. I ended up picking up three. There was like a guy and a girl. They were both getting to my left and my right. And the guy was getting in the car, girl getting in the car, and the guy yells, hey, tell Jennifer I said bye. And I'm like, oh shit. That's Jennifer Williams and Christian Gold in the car. And I was like, is that Jennifer Williams and Christian? And they both looked at me like they saw a ghost. They was like, how do you know him? I said, oh, I dated her best friend. By the way, they're scammers. They got real quiet. Then their third passenger, he was hanging inside the passenger seat of the white Rolls Royce talking to Christian because Christian put his arm out and was like dabbing him up, shaking his hand and stuff. Like, I think Christian's a little gay, to be honest, if you ask me. But the third guy got in the car about it, and he walked in on the conversation we were having about how I know them and how they're scammers. By then, the Rolls Royce took off. It took me every bit of God's strength in me and my father, rest in peace his soul, to not get out of the car and do something that I would do time for. Because out here, perpetrators got more rights than victims, I learned. After I built up
mm,
a case against Christian, had to get the feds involved, the FTC. My blood pressure was higher than giraffe, you know what? And I
yeah.
lost sleep every night because of what he did and the fact that my ex was in on it too. And he didn't want to help me. He just wanted to keep a nasty line of communication with me when I kept
What
asking
did
him to
you?
give me my money back.
What did you like? When did you realize that maybe your ex was a scammer, or when did you realize that this
So
is the type of
when
person he was?
because I had to sue my ex and won. We lived in Buckhead. He talked me and swindled me into financing some luxury couches from a home gallery furniture store in DeKalb or in Decatur. And once I found out how much of a POS he was, within 90 days, I broke up with him. I left the apartment. My name is not on the lease. I couldn't get the manager to help me get my furniture out. And even when I called the repo people to come pick me up, they met me there. My ex changed the numeric number on the code pass so I could not get in. So I'm sitting there looking stupid, like I can't get my own property. So no payments were made on the furniture. So he jacked my credit up 175 points like that. And I didn't know how to sue anybody. I didn't know how to go after anybody besides talking to God about it. So I found out how
No,
to
that's
sue
fair.
somebody. So I ended up suing him at Fulton County, got him served at his job. They had to serve him twice actually because he didn't want to answer his door at home, but they served him at his job. I took him to court. He didn't respond. I won by default. We had another hearing for the garnishment. He closed his Bank of America account, but he tried to file unemployment, and it came back to me when I was filing. They said that, oh, there's a court hearing for your garnishment, and it said that he responded because he is not able to get unemployment because I have a garnishment filed against him through the state that he can't collect his unemployment because there's a judgment against him. So when we had that Zoom meeting, I mean, my ex was just lying behind his teeth. The judge was kind of sitting there like, dude, whenever you're done lying, I'll go ahead and settle this case. But like I said, it was ruled in my favor. Old boy owes me $5,992, but since then you got interest that accumulates, so it's up like $8,000 right now, and it's still counting because he hasn't paid me, and I can renew that every 6 months and 6 years and 10 months. So I'm going to renew that so it stays every 7 years like child support. So that's when I figured out, okay, he did that to me. He jacked my credit up. I could have been homeless. I could have not had transportation. I could have not had a job, but by the grace of God, I had the patience and just wrote it out. And that's when I figured out, okay,
Right.
they're in a circle full of scammers. They all finesse and steal and fandangle and put on a fake facade. I'm not from Atlanta. I'm not from Atlanta, first of
Okay.
all. So I was already
Okay.
told about how people are out here and here to be careful, but I had to learn the hard way because someone that I dated, I thought I knew for 6 years, was actually plotting against me once I moved to Atlanta and introduced me to this facade that, I was able to see through.
Oh, Lord
So,
have
like I said,
mercy.
I ended up going after Christian. I called him from a couple burner numbers, told him I'm coming after you with the feds, and I ended up filing a police report with Cobb County. They took my report, my evidence. Um, the detective did not want to give me his address when I tried to get him served to sue him the proper way because I mentioned gun violence. I said, "Listen," and I went up to the police station and went back there to their holding quarters, and I sat with all those officers. And I'm a God fearing man. I think my mom and dad for raised me the way I am, but don't no man scare me unless you're my
Mhm.
dad or God. So I sat with these
Right. Right.
officers. I talked to the officer that denied me his address. I said, "Why did you lie to me on a recorded line saying you're going to give me his address when you did it? And I have to come up here and rip you a new ass." So he pulls out the transcript and he's like, "Well, it's because you said here, you mentioned gun violence." I said, "Officer, detective, why do you think gun violence is so high? Because of situations like this, when people lose their shit, when they're trying to prove their case, and perpetrators like this get away. Like I said, perpetrators have more rights than the victims." So
Yeah.
he didn't want to give me an address. Another detective
A
was
lot of
like,
people.
"Hey,
That's why shows like Snapped exist.
yeah." So the detective that had
That's
nothing
why.
to do with
That's why
it, he was just there for moral support. He said, "Hey, you can go down to the courthouse, pay a little $20 fee, talk to a judge, and grant that you can try to submit a warrant for his arrest." So I immediately sprinted on down there, like seven some miles, paid a little $20 fee, talked to the judge. We talked for like 20 minutes out of a 30-minute window. I showed him my evidence. He really didn't want to see, he just wanted to hear my story. And he said he would think about it. And 2 weeks later, I got a letter in the mail saying that they denied my request to open a warrant for his arrest. The fact that I already had talked to his probation officer, she didn't care. His probation officer
Mhm.
didn't even care he was doing this. She was like very nonchalant about this. And after
Well,
that,
you mentioned that
it's like I
that
lost.
the probation officer likes Jen, so he kind
Not
of
that
moves
one. He had
around.
one before that.
Oh,
He had one before
oh,
that.
okay, okay.
So his initial PO, when I told her and I talked to her, she was like nonchalant. She really didn't care. I was like, "Ma'am, he's committing a crime here." I was like, I asked him to give me my money back and he ran away and blocked off communication. So what is that? That's theft by, what's that? Deception? I got the police report. That's theft by deception. That's a penal code for
Lord
that and
have mercy.
everything.
I am so sorry, Thomas. That is horrible.
Yeah, child,
But
like I
so
said, I
now tell
lost
us,
sleep.
so like a how much are you in with Christian? Allegedly. I have to say allegedly. I
So
have to say that.
I sent him $1,500, and on top of damages, three times the amount. Do the math. That's $4,500 that I should be entitled to. 15 on top of damages. You know, but that $1,500 really fucked me. Excuse me, like, it really jacked me up. It really jacked
Yeah,
me
because
up.
like in a couple of days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in a couple days. Him and his friend jacked me up. Like I said, I happened to get into a different vehicle, but like days after, I was like, "Hold on, your credit just don't dip 175 points from purchasing a vehicle," and it was because of the furniture. And that's when I had to go after old boy. So it was like I was literally doing 2 cases at once.
Oh my goodness. Oh
And I
yeah,
have
because
no lawyer. I'm doing it all by myself. I'm getting no advice from anybody. And the friends that I met in their circle, they were kind of like neutral on the ropes, taking their side because they were out there bad mouthing me. Jennifer was trying to bad mouth me, Christian calling me crazy. My ex is calling me crazy. I actually have a transcript from the. I actually have a transcript from what I said. The officer said, then the officer actually spoke to Christian, and I have that transcript. Christian's gonna call me crazy and said that I seemed a little out of it that night when we met at Johnny's Corner Pocket. I must have just laughed at my socks, like put me in a straitjacket, Lord. Oh, you're muted.
just this is just so sad. Like Francois, this is so evil. That's what it is. It's so the fact that you just sit and prey on people
That's what he did.
is
And he
wild.
actually messaged me last year talking about me and Jennifer will be filing a restraining order against you. And he just kind of texted me that out the blue. And I think he must have caught wind that I was coming after him. Yeah. Like I said, he just texted me out the blue. And during that time, I went back to the police and I was like, how does this even work? How am I threatening him? And he just messaged me. So how does this even work? Like I said, I had to track Christian down from Duluth to Gwinnett to Fulton to Cobb because when I did an extensive search on him, I found his whole criminal background. I mean, like I said, assaulting his baby mama, interfering with someone calling 911, false imprisonment, shoplifting, a misdemeanor, and all that stuff. Then, he tries to be slick with his name and spell it, Christian Walden with the A or Christian Walden with the E. Then I guess he just ended up changing his name because I couldn't find him in a search. So he knows some
Well, they
scammer
said
friends. He knows some people.
well, Alteria said he can't, right now he can't change his name. And I felt like because he used gold, I was like, gold being the most expensive mineral that we have right now. So he's sending a message. But
What message?
wait a minute. TA said, wait. TA said Neiman Marcus loss prevention needs to get your ex.
His name, if you want to know who the clown is, his name is
No, 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 no,
Ludacell.
no, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Uh,
Oh my gosh. Thomas, well, I'm going to say, like I told the ladies, I just really hate that this happened to you. I hope that whatever you all do, you have justice brought to you. Um, don't do anything crazy. I know that's wild to say because,
oh, I'm not. Like I said, I left it. I did my part. I'm glad. It was funny because I did not know this RICO case was filed because I work in film. I'm an actor. I was on set for, I can't even really say the project because keep my life private in case they're watching.
understand.
I was on set talking about myself to this Somalian man. And he's new to America. He's been in the States, Georgia, all his life, like 20 years. And I was like, yeah, this is what I came across. This is who I met and know. And I just stumbled across Jennifer's name. And he looked her up and he was like, RICO charge. And I'm talking to him. I'm like, RICO charge? What are you talking about? He's like, yeah, there's a RICO charge filed against him. That was filed on my birthday. And I didn't find out till like 5 days later. Then I joined the case a day later, 24 hours later. So if I had not,
Wow.
been in my positive state of mind, I would have not even known this was going on because I didn't know any of this was going on that he got charged. And I'm glad that, the universe worked in his favor and,
Yeah.
did its thing.
Yeah, this is a lot. Well, Thomas, I would like to thank you for coming up here and just putting your story out.
You're
Um,
welcome.
we have this has been something else. Like usually when I do hot topics on Wednesdays, I'm talking about whatever the current event is, honey. You all were true indeed hot topics this evening. We
Oh
appreciate it.
yeah. Yeah, like I
Over
said,
here at the Millie Crew.
I guess I had to build a case on this cat, like
This
you
is
got to keep your
crazy.
enemy. You ever heard keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer? Well, this is one of them.
Yes. Yeah, he's somebody you just need to stay next to and rise and whenever he gets up and leaves out, because definitely that is crazy. Yes, Francois said that we are praying for you all. We are praying for you all, and we hope that you all get the justice that you need. And we just got to be careful out
Thank you,
here.
thank you. I'm praying for
Thank you
everybody
for
too, all the
coming.
victims.
Thank you for coming.
You're
And
welcome.
I hope everything works out. I
You too. We'll
appreciate you.
keep in contact. Y'all have a good night.
Okay. All right. Bye bye. Hold on. Yeah. This is crazy insane. Look, JP, girl, you took the words out of my head because, girl. Oh, I wish we could get on the telephone and talk about it because this is wild. This is wild behavior. The fact that people just sit up, just like we sit up and say, you know what, Francois, why don't you go and round up Velocity and see if you can get Tasha to give her a sad story, and let's see if we can get about $500 out of her. Like, who wants to do that? Who wants to do that? Nothing good is going to come of that. God is not going to bless you when you are coveting or just mentally, biblically stealing from people. This whole administration has us in a chokehold, and you got the nerve to be coming out here taking money. People losing their jobs left and right every day. Y'all saw the people over there at the Department of Education. 1,300 people gone. They don't know what to do. And like, don't get me wrong. Y'all know I said I was going to try to be a silver lining for everybody. But it's only so much silver lining I can do because I know that is crazy for people to say, well, when one door closes, one opens. But unless that opens as soon as you get in your car with your box of stuff from your cubicle, that's a little hard to hold on to. And I get that. Jeez Louise, this is crazy. Yeah, oh yeah, Tasha, let me put this up here. Oh, wait a minute, let me put Tasha up here. Exactly. The premier is about to turn all the lights off for Michigan, Minnesota, and New York with these tariff situations. And he's charging an additional 25%, which is going to be $100 more for the people that's paying the bills, which is going to be what do you say, $4 million a day? And you got the nerve to be, it's hard for everybody. We're not out here trying to figure out how to scam people. I don't want anything. Let me tell you something about coveting. And I don't know if y'all agree with this, but I don't look at it. I look at coveting to be a sin when you do stuff like this. If IJP is carrying a bag that I've always thought I wanted, it's not me wanting her bag, like stealing her bag. It's me putting in the work that I have the money for to buy what I want. She has influenced me to have better. Does that make sense? But when you sit here and covet people's things and you do bad things to get them, you're not going to be blessed. Doug Ford, yes, honey. Premier Ford is not playing. She said, don't say that. I just went grocery shopping. Girl, he said if he has to, the premier said, if I have to, if this goes on any further or gets any worse, I will turn these lights off. Now, how you get your lights back on? Do you have to go to Canada again? Like, how do you do that? That man pushes a button and turn them lights off in Michigan, Minnesota, and New York. How did people gonna get the lights? That is crazy. Not turn them off, Shay. Shay said, turn them off. That man is not playing with them people. Yeah, it's you know what? It's hard. Like, I have to put a lot out of my mind and just kind of go on and do what I have to do. And I come here and I talk to y'all. I make content. but you know, it's all, and I try not to talk about it so much. Like, you know, I try not to put the administrator in my content unless I have to, unless there's something that we need to talk about. But I try to just keep that away because we hear it enough on a daily basis. Y'all don't need me telling you that. Oh my God. But y'all, before I get out of here, I do want to do a little something that I meant to do earlier today. Well, tonight. I do want to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Can we just take about 20 minutes and talk about that? Can we do that? Hey, Sin. Because I said something and I watched it again and I had a little mind change. Okay. I'm not going in order. I'm just going to start with the new girls. Britt Eating. I love Britt Eating. I like Britt. And I like that she's like a fun girl, and we'll see what it goes. It's just, you know, one episode. Now, when it comes to Kelly, now this is what I said about Kelly. A lot of people said that Kelly was doing too much by coming for Portia. You know, why did you take that woman's husband? And I didn't think at first that she was doing too much because I'm thinking, first of all, Portia probably wasn't even supposed to be on this show, but Portia got on the show. Kelly is on the show. She's a housewife. So she can ask whatever she wants to ask. I don't have a problem with that. Kelly shook the tables, and I'm fine with her shaking the tables. I don't think nothing's wrong with that. Be memorable. That's how you become a housewife. Nene is memorable. Portia is memorable. You understand what I'm saying? You got to do something to be memorable. But my problem is this. I don't need Kelly asking that question anymore. Right? Cake face. Yeah, I like her shaking the table. I like it. Make Portia, hold on, y'all. Portia claimed that she wasn't going to come back, right? She didn't quit her job. She didn't quit the Housewives. She didn't left Dish Nation. She didn't marry Simon. So she's rich, right? She's living a soft era, right? She's living a soft era. So Portia had just left the Housewives on the wayside. So they was just trying to keep up, right? So now you got Kelly here. Kelly coming in here. She's doing what she needs to do. She's doing what she needs to do. But we're going to have to, Kelly, you're going to have to leave this alone. If you ask this question one more time and you don't get the answer you need, you're going to have to find something else to talk about. You're going to have to. Because then that's when I ain't going to be able to take it. Right? Oh, when it comes to once somebody on YouTube told me to put a handle on Kenya's name because she's an OG, and I call Kenya a supporter. So the OG supporter, okay, that's the handle. The OG supporter, I will say this about her. I did tell y'all what her little tagline was. It was cute. She said something, I may not have a peach, but I always have a crown or something like that. That was cute. But at first I said she didn't need a confessional. At first I said that. I was 10 toes down on that. She did not need a confessional. But I don't know Kenya. So people calm down. I don't hate her. I don't hate anybody. I don't have a hating bone in my body, right? I don't hate anybody. But she's not my favorite person. But in moments like when she's talking to Drew, and when Drew mentioned that she was working with Dennis, I needed a little OG supporter. I needed a little bit of the OG supporter. I did. No, she's not divorced yet. She said that at Shamia's party. I did need to hear a little of the OG supporter because that would have been yummy. You know what I'm saying? That would have been good. And also, what else? When we talked about Wreck-It Ralph under the stairs, living downstairs in the basement. What is Drew's storyline for this season? Yeah, that would have been good, Tasha. I don't necessarily need to hear from her all the time, but when there are things like that, I need to hear from the OG supporter. I need to hear her. I need to hear that. But okay, let me run Drew down real quick. What is her storyline? Because if what Portia is saying that she asked her to come back so she can use Dennis as her storyline, and I was listening to Anonymous T, and she was right. You got all these producers in Atlanta: Jazzy Faye, Jermaine Dupri, and you go get Dennis who makes hot dogs and opens like restaurants. I never saw that for Dennis, and I can't with Drew's story. Yes, IJP, Candy, get Candy. But don't get Candy because we may have to have her back on the show. We don't want that. We don't want that. Yes, Velocity. When I said Record Rap, Velocity said, "You mean wait?" Velocity said, "You mean Martell's man?" Yes, I mean Martell's man, girl. Allegedly, y'all. We just joking here, so ain't nobody saying that. So I love the show. I love the way the show looked. I love the extraness of the show. I thought that was ridiculous with Portia at the beginning with a full face of makeup, jogging, telling her the life story. I think a lot of us feel the same way. They need to stop giving us these 6 to 10 minute sneak peeks because I'm not going to be able to really talk about the show. I can only watch it and just talk about what we haven't seen. Because all that they gave us about Shamia, I wasn't going to talk about that after we have already talked about it and seen it. I wasn't going to do that. But at the end of the day, Drew gives nothing. Drew gives absolutely nothing. Because we're not buying Drew's music. Has anybody downloaded Drew's music? And if you have, okay, great. But not as a whole. You know what I'm saying? That's not, the production is beautiful. It is wonderful. Like Drew has nothing going on. And then Drew's face. What? But when she said that Dennis was like an angel, did you hear that? What do you mean Dennis is like an angel? And I understood Portia. Portia was like, I don't have no problem with Dennis and Drew doing whatever they're doing. But now I got to deal with my baby dad. Like, I don't want to deal with him. I'm already dealing with my husband. Now I got to deal with him. I don't have to do that. We do that offline. We don't have to do this on camera. An angel on earth, girl. Yeah. IJP, girl, girl, where are you in the world? Because I'm going to come find you so we can go hang out. Because we talk just alike. Oh, not. Wait a minute. Shay said she put her TV on HD 1080. Some of the ladies need a good chemical peel. Oh, girl, you in Dallas? Oh yeah. Okay. Message me somewhere. Message me on Instagram and send me your number and I'll call you. And when I get back home, we'll get together. But okay, Drew has nothing going on. Drew literally has nothing going on. I don't want to hear anything about that. Then when it comes to Portia, Portia doesn't have anything going on. Portia can't even film in her house or drive her car. So we're going to see Portia at restaurants, at Shamia's house. She'll probably be at Kenya's house, maybe. She'll be at somebody's house, but she won't be at her. She'll be at her house where her original home, where her mother is. So we won't be able to see the $7 million home. We'll be back at her home. Okay. That's Portia. Kelly gonna have to pull something together. I want to see some waffles. I want to see some business deals. I want to see a waffle opening. I want to see the waffle empire come to fruition. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know what I want to see from Britt yet. Britt is a socialite. She's on the scene. She was talking to her husband about a baby, so I'm not sure yet. Cynthia, I don't know. I think Cynthia is a good friend of the show, though. I think she's very neutral. Who else is on there? Who else? Shamia is going to be our luxurious. We're going to luxuriate in Shamia this season. She is going to be what it is that we want to see. And honestly, we want to see all that stuff about them. Because if you get down to the core of it, none of them have anything going on. If you just really think about it. Now she can go home. Let me say this. When it's somebody y'all don't like, ooh, baby. But I do think that the OG supporter needs at least 2 confessionals a show just to amp it up, because y'all do know that the ratings came in and they were pretty low. They were pretty low. A lot of people are upset because the OG supporter is not back. A lot of people could not have watched because they can go on reality entertainment on Instagram and watch the whole show in clips. Um, a lot of people just don't want to hear what a lot of people have to say, you know. So I don't know. Oh, Angela. Shout out to the hair ground to me hair shout out to the hair diagram, my girl Tamika Gibson. Tamika, your services are needed over there at the Real Housewives of Atlanta because Angela's glue was slipping. And I love that Charles Oakley. I mean, is his name Oakley? I love that he was the one that let her know about that wig slipping. That was hilarious to me. That was hilarious. Yeah, the ratings are very low. Mm-hmm. Hey, y'all. Shoot, not, is waffle batter? Waffle batter? Lord have mercy. Jesus. Girl, because that's what she is. She an OG supporter, and that's what she going to be until she leaves. But I'm excited. I'm excited about the show. Are you excited about the show? Because I feel like, you know, the orphans over there. Girl, I know the ratings was 700. Wait a minute, what were they? Hold on, I'll tell you. Uh, did I take that off? I probably took it off. But the ratings were like 784,000, something like that, right? But you got to understand, when the Real Housewives of New Jersey got down to 680,000, when that episode when that season went off, they said they got to redo some stuff. They got to restructure because 680 is not it. 690 or something like that. So for housewives who usually come in at 1 million plus, this is kind of low. And they've been gone for a minute and we've been asking for them at 700,000. That's low. I think she is. She and Tamia. The ratings will higher. The ratings will always be higher than Love and Marriage Huntsville. They'll always be higher than that. Yes, they're usually at 1 million, Monique. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, yeah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. No, I'm good. I'll get it when I get in there. Um, Kenya got into it with Britt Edie. So when Britt, I don't know. I'm gonna have to say this about Kenya. I'm gonna have to come out of my OG supporter and say this about Kenya. I can't believe I'm saying this. So y'all should definitely bookmark this live. I feel I was right there with Kenya when she came up. I think Brooke Edie did too much. Like Kenya hugged the girls that she knew. Allegedly, she didn't know the girls. She did come in and say, "Y'all look beautiful." That's a lot for her. But then for Britt to go in the house and say, I want a hug. What? What are you talking about you want a hug? What do you mean? But I will say this also. I don't know how they edited the OG supporter because she was not as vocal. You know what I'm saying? She was not as vocal. And I just feel like I'm gonna be real honest with these reviews because I'm so glad I didn't jump on it and I didn't talk about it until now. Because don't get me wrong, I'm here for Kelly shaking the tables. I don't know who you listen to and I don't know what they've said, but I'm saying I'm here for it. It makes no sense to come into a show and not be memorable. We'll never forget Kelly for that. But what we will get mad at her about and tired of her is her talking about it. Because it's clear what happened with Portia and Simon and Fallon. Now you've put it out there, you've stated your claim, you've shaken the tables. Let's find something else. Ocean, what's wrong? Because we shouldn't be having no problems, man. What's going on? Yeah, 700,000 is very low for them. Yeah, Portia, just like the Portia thing at her lawyer's office. Like we saw that last year, I think, in a preview or earlier this year. Yeah, Portia got some stuff. I'm not saying that Portia. I'm talking about Kelly. I'm not saying that Portia don't have her stuff. Portia be on some stuff, just like I felt like Kelly is making Portia work. And Portia saying, "Bye, girl. I don't know you." Oh, that might be what you're talking about. Bye, I don't know you. Yeah, she felt a certain way because she was holding her feet to the fire. I was here for it. I was like, Portia, you got to pull it together. You got to work, right? And then when they got upstairs, I thought they were going to finish that conversation, but then they went on into a conversation with Drew and Dennis and Portia. And Portia is not feeling that. Now I'm on her side when it comes to that. Drew sitting over here talking about, oh, he's my angel on earth. He got me through this. Oh my God. Are we clear on who gave her the surprise party? Are we clear on that? Because she said she gave the phone numbers to somebody and Shamil was like, I didn't get invited. Did Dennis give the party? She said, okay, I'm going to keep my eye on Britt, but one to hug is a little bit much. Yeah, it was a lot. That was a lot for me. That was okay. I got you, Ocean. That was a lot for me because when I heard her say that, I was like, Britt, what you doing, girl? Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Like that's a lot. Child, I just watched the episode when Portia was at Fallon's house at their Halloween party. And what's that girl named Toya? She got on Fallon's nerves and Fallon was chasing her in the house and Simon had to come and get Fallon and carry her back in the house. That was wild. Got her out the bed. Exactly. Drew, I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And if Drew wanted Portia to be back on this show so that she could use Dennis so she could have a storyline, put Drew off the show. Put her off. Send her over there put her off. She can't come back. She cannot come back because she has nothing. What does Drew have to talk about? I know Drew was on television shows that people liked. I know Drew seemed like a really sweet girl. She's not the most honest person. She's not. And now she's having this divorce that's going to take the whole season and next season. She got to go. She got to go. And Dennis don't even look like he danced on the beat. So what is he talking about with music? I can't. Another lockjaw. Oh, I'm so glad you said that, Lisa. Lisa, hold on. Let me get this up here. Oh yeah, Tasha, she did talk about sleeping with Darwin when she first came on the show. Girl, it's a whole new show. But I was listening to Michelle Alien Brown, and she said this was going to be a short season. And she also said that Phaedra is not coming on until after the Kenya situation with Brooke Edie at the hair care photo studio. Yeah, she's definitely gonna annoy Portia. All right, see you later. She's definitely gonna annoy Portia. Child, you know what would be crazy? Let me tell you what would be real crazy. If if Ralph is in the if Ralph is in the basement the whole season. The whole season? Yeah, girl, because she's not doing no hair in there. I mean, yes, Dwayne, she's not doing no hair in there. So we call it a photo studio. Yeah, the hair care photo studio. Because there's no hair care going on in there. Because y'all know we didn't already call the studio. We didn't already call the hair care place. We called that doing office hours on a, what, Thursday? Mm-mm. I'm not gonna go back. I'm like Karen Huger. I've been vindicated. I don't even have to go back down that road no more, child. So that I don't have to do that no more. The way to say good night. Child, not Martell. Child, Lord have mercy. Honey, I don't feel like Drew's gonna get a divorce. I feel like Drew wants to be married. She doesn't want to be a divorced woman, but she wants to, like, look at how Kenya did this. I posted in my hot topics yesterday where Kenya, it was what, March 2024 when Kenya said the divorce was over. It was finalized. Now we get here on Sunday night at Shamia's party and we find out they're still going through a divorce. That is certifiably insane. That's worse than Ashley on Potomac. Now she definitely wants to keep custody of Ralph. I'm done, Alicia. I'm done. Alicia has ended the live, y'all, because that is wild behavior and it's about right. Custody of Ralph is crazy. How long does it take for a divorce? I mean, the woman who was on, what was that show? Uh, what was that channel? That channel that had all them kids. Her husband filed for divorce, and their divorce was granted in 24 hours. Took me 4 years. It took Angelina Jolie 8. So it all depends on what you got going on. Since it took her 3 months. So it all depends on what you got going on. It all depends on if your lawyer is going to stay with you. If your lawyer finds some crazy stuff within your things, your lawyer will fire their sales from you. You will have to get a new lawyer. Child, then, it can be a lot. She might as well file him on her taxes as it'll be cheaper to pay alimony because that's what he wants. She said that they can't agree on anything. I would leave him downstairs. Child, let me tell you something. He would have to come upstairs because it would be so quiet for so many days. They probably would think that something had happened. We would be living in Decatur, fooling around with me. Stacy's was fast. Yeah, hers was fast. What? We're getting some crazy tornadoes here in Mississippi too. Oh no, not tornadoes! I gotta go call my mama. Oh yeah, let me say this. Thank you, Alicia, for saying this. Okay, when I talk about different stuff, y'all have to know that I'm joking a lot, right? I'm very well aware that if Simon actually leaves the United States of America, of course Portia can be granted a divorce. I've never, like, you don't have to be that literal, people. I'm only joking. What does Ralph do? I don't know. I know he wrote a book. I know he wrote a book. And he irritates Drew. Those are the two things I know. And he is in the BAN society. Those are the three things I know. She said, now, of course, she gets a divorce from her immigrant before Kenya, Drew, and the rest of them. I know something. And then, like, with Kelly's been going through her divorce for what? Did she say 2.5 years? And then now she has a restraining order, and he can't even see his kids. Because from my understanding, Kelly's oldest daughter, the 17-year-old, was by somebody else, and the 3 other girls are by her current husband. But oh no, Kelly's divorced. My bad. Kelly is divorced, child. She was on. I saw it on YouTube. She was she was in an Uber with somebody and they were talking about it. And she was like, "Oh, I'm on this show." She said, "But I'm recently divorced. On this show I'm divorced." So Kelly's divorce is final. I don't know who Kelly was married to. I have no idea. Child, I don't know what Ralph does. Now he taps people's phone. I know he could be an electrician the way he put them videos all in the house and stuff. I know he could do that. I don't know who Kelly was married to. I hadn't even looked into that. I'll look into that and see. Y'all. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I'm glad I didn't talk about it until now because, like I said, Kelly shook the tables. I'm here for her shaking the tables. I love the way she came in, barrels blazing. I love Shamia and her soft girl lifestyle, her humbleness and all that. I love that. Shamia has a single dropping this week. What did Dwayne say? Ralph's input. I'm not. Dwayne, stop. Portia gonna have to get it together. She's gonna come with some drama. And now she has drama with Dennis. And I'm gonna say this. Portia and Dennis Smith were just gonna get back together. Right? Just gonna get back together. Because for him to say, I think I heard him say something like, I had to watch you get married and be out on social media. They ain't got nothing to do with that. I had to watch you while you cheated on me while I was pregnant. Are you crazy? Sin, that is crazy. Let me say this. Sin, I have never heard that before. Drew said that they talk on an app, so the judge is monitoring it. And then he over there acting a nut on the app. I've never heard of that before. That is crazy. Oh yeah, honey, she's very possessive of Dennis. Very. That's why she needs to be back with him. She needs to be back with him. App, she said app is real. That is wild. I have never heard of that before. But then again, it may not have been during the time when I was going through what I was going through, child. It had, I wasn't that far up. I don't even know how long it's been. Those things are over. The app is a thing. That's what they're saying. And okay, so Portia, Drew, Kelly, Britt, Cynthia. Who else? Who else is it? Shamia. That's it. That's it, right? Yeah, of course Dennis is for the streets. Ooh, child. And I'll tell them they need one in Huntsville. But what about them? But y'all, before I go, what about the orphans? Have y'all heard anything about the orphans? Baby, you ain't heard nothing from them orphans, honey, since Real Housewives of Atlanta came back. Carlos King got on his live. He did a whole live all by himself. The orphans are married to medicine. They're orphans, child. They looking for a home, honey. They looking for a mom and a daddy because ain't nobody studying them kids. Look, Carlos King used to go live on Mondays, right? He done went and did him a whole live on Sunday night, almost in tears. He said, don't put him on no thumbnail. Don't do this. Don't do that. 10 out of 10. Then when him and Dustin and Claudia was doing their Monday night thing, Child, they had talked about LeBron James. That was out of Carlos's lane. I don't even know why that was a hot topic for him. I don't even know why he did that. But then when they got to talking about the Housewives, people in the comments was like, what's going on with Married to Medicine? Well, what's happening? Are you going to talk about Married to Medicine? Hell no. No. Real Housewives of Atlanta is Carlos King's claim to fame. Do you understand me? He ain't thought about them orphans over there, honey. Orphans never make him tour. Look, he hadn't said anything about the dentist, child. And then, from my understanding, what they throwing a costume party? Don't nobody care about no costume party because the orphans are only. Let me say this about them. Sweet Tea needs to leave. I love her. Y'all know how I feel about Sweet Tea. But I think she needs to leave. Her and Greg need to go because we don't need to see their relationship anymore to make any more opinions about it. And they need to go work that out so she can get pregnant and have a baby. Okay. So that's that. Now I got that out the way. They can only stay right here. Just let them sew in this circle where they are. Because they don't play nice outside. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, eat Quad up. Shout out to David on Married at First Sight. Go ahead, eat Quad up. Then let Quad get off the show, hang out with her real girlfriends. Then Simone say some stuff at the reunion. She say some stuff online. Then the next season, Quad don't talk to us. And then we'll spend the whole season getting Quad back in the fold. I'm sorry, Quad. We should have done this. And then when the show goes off, Quad back with her. Child, I'm sick of them. 66666. Lead, child, we see where they stand. I don't know why, child. They having a little costume party. Child. Did you see how the women looked on Real Housewives of Atlanta? Did you see how rich that was? It seemed like they had new cameras. It seemed like they had some extra color. My girl over here got them in 1040. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. And yes, Lisa, who's listening to that? When we got Dennis trying to talk to Drew and Portia about to fly across the table at her, don't nobody care about Greg and no song. Don't nobody care about no party. Don't nobody care about them orphans getting back together. Just let them be in their moment. Because, no. They need to find somebody to take care of, honey, because it's over. I cannot. They can ever, and just not one or two people, ever, not one reunion has it been tens across the board. Simone comes in there and messes it up for them every single time. Toya can be on point. Jackie can have something that makes sense, right? But when Simone walks in the building, all that goes out the window. Greg should never have done that. Talking about some that boy good. That's crazy. I'm glad y'all let me get this out. I'm glad 364 stayed in. I hope we got 300 to 400 likes. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment on this video. Y'all, I have really missed y'all. This once a week is really messing me up. Although I'm posting, I may do another morning live on Saturday when I get off work and we just do something, you know what I'm saying? I may do another live because I feel like we need another live, you know what I'm saying? At least 2 a week. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank y'all for being here. Y'all know I appreciate y'all being here. I love y'all so much. So we'll just see what else comes next. This was really good. Charlene, you are hella late. What have you been doing? You better put your notifications on. Y'all put your notifications on. I love IJP. Baby. Oh, Lord have mercy. What IJP said, all I can see is Dennis standing next to Portia and Simon announcing her engagement. That was, ooh. Carol, we get ready to go, baby. You're going to have to catch the replay. It was a good replay. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Y'all know I don't come here with no BS. I don't never give y'all no BS, baby. You would not be disappointed. Vanessa, what's going on? Y'all make sure y'all catch the replay. Okay, Charnel. Make sure you catch the replay. And Chanel, let me know what you think. Y'all get in them comments. And y'all know, because I work late at night and I'm up late, y'all know I get in the comments. So I'm not going to say I'm going to be in the comments tonight. I may, but I'll get in them comments. I'm getting in them comments and we're going to talk about it. I don't have no problem with that. The Divine Miss M said, all I can see is Dennis standing next to Portia and Simon. Now, that was the craziest thing on the planet. Portia got that snapback. Like... Because, baby, it got to be that to keep that there. That is crazy. Oh, no, I didn't do, at the time, I don't know if I was really, when that show was out, Portia's Family Value, I don't think I was really like, I think I was still doing sounds on TikTok. I hadn't even got my YouTube together, so I didn't do that. I'm gonna be good. Girl, lifestyle changes. Don't even worry about it. I got y'all. But I want y'all to have a good night, the rest of the week. I'm going to go see what kind of hot topics I have. I may go live on, I'll be up late, so I could go live on TikTok later on. Before I go, I got something to get off my chest. Let me say this before I go. Don't say goodnight then. I'm going to call my mama. Okay, let me take this down. So I had a situation that I was supposed to be involved in, right? And y'all, this is Millie Chun season, right? I'm not playing around. It's really missed, like what I can't do. Don't y'all hate it when people, how am I saying? I'm trying to say it the right way. Okay, like when people want, they eat you up. Shout out to David and Meredith First Sight. Eat you up about stuff. Oh my God, I want you to do this. I want you to do that. And then once you get yourself together to do it, then it's like, oh, wait a minute. I can't do it. Wait, give me a second. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait. Then they come back. Child, let me tell you something. I'm about to get ready and construct a text message. It's going to take me a minute because saying no with a period at the end of it is an answer. And in this season, not only me, but you, if it's some stuff, people lingering around, pulling you here, pulling you there, throwing a little bit out here, no. It's something that's going to come for you better because I don't have time for it. I was so outdone today. And then the reason I say that is because I had no sleep. Like I came in, I think I went to sleep for about maybe 2 or 3 hours. And then I had to go get my nails done. It was imperative, right? And so I'm sitting here waiting. I was like, okay, I'm gonna lay down a little bit. I gotta get up. I got this live to do tonight, but I got this to do too. And it was gonna be a little surprise for y'all. I had like this surprise that I was gonna just hit y'all with earlier today. But I'm out. I will give y'all surprises later on. Y'all deserve them as they come. You'll get it. But it's a hard no for me. I'm starting today. It's hard for me to say no too. It's hard. I don't like to disappoint people. I don't like telling people no. I'm a softie. I curse a lot too, but I'm a softie. But I got y'all. And I'll be working on stuff. It's a complete sentence. No with a period, no with an exclamation point. Those are complete sentences. Velocity said, give me your phone. I love y'all. I love you for that, Velocity. But look, y'all have a good night, a good week. I may come back Saturday morning real quick. Because there's always going to be some stuff going. Shout out to Nene Leaks. Did y'all see when Nene had she got a talk show. Nene has a talk show. So it's Hold on. Did I screenshot it? Yeah, here it goes. Introducing the Nene Leak Show, available tomorrow, as in Thursday, on YouTube. The link is in my bio. It says, "Are you ready? We about to have a time talking a whole lot of SHIT. Please share this with your friends and family." And she said, "Yes, I'm still doing me and my homegirl podcast." So that's new. Oh yeah, I enjoyed y'all too. And I, when I feel like I miss y'all, it's too much time gone away. I just don't. I get nervous. So I literally was thinking about taking a whole day off, like not being on the internet at all. Y'all, I almost broke down and cried because I thought about it. I was like, how can I do that? Can I do that? Like, not pick up my phone. I don't even know I can do that. Oh my God. But look, I'll take a break as I need to. But love y'all. Y'all have a good night. And this was a good live. This was a great live. I know I can, but girl, it's just so hard. It's so hard. But look, y'all, I'm going to go now, though. And I love y'all. Y'all have a good night, great week. And I may be back Saturday morning, like 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central, like I did before. I'll let y'all know. Thank you, Shay. Bye, y'all. I'll be missing y'all when I don't see y'all in a long time. But y'all have a good one.